Tell me if this sounds familiar. Before you die, you see the ring. Before you die, you see the ring. No, I am not talking about marriage. I am talking about the Ring horror franchise. Remember that? Back in 2002, it exploded onto the scene, making $250 million off of a budget of $50 million. Of course, it starred Naomi Watts, and it was really scary. Of course, it was based on a Japanese movie called, I believe, Ringu. Anyways, really solid film. And of course, we had to capitalize on that, so we had a sequel, The Ring 2. Now, as we seem to do in Hollywood, we're coming out with it again. Of course, last year we saw the Blair Witch Project come back, and now we're seeing The Ring come back. But instead of it being before you die, you see the ring, it's first you watch it, then you die. Now, it still follows the same pattern. You see this video, you've got 7 days, and then you die. Like, you're done. So it's a pretty interesting concept that seemed to work back then. And it kind of works now. Now, there's no real big name stars in this movie. There's a couple of little cameos in it. But for the most part, this movie is relying on a couple of newcomers and a script. Now, the newcomers are pretty decent in this film, and they do the best with what they can. Or what they've been given. And the script is pretty decent as well. I mean, it's a horror movie, and horror movies are difficult to pull off because we've all seen so many of them, and we're getting to the point now where we know where the jumps are coming and we know what to expect. But there's a couple of things that they throw in here just to keep us on our toes. I will say that sometimes this movie does feel a little long in the tooth, but for the most part, it does a pretty good job of paying homage to the original film. Should you run out and see this movie? I don't know if you should run, maybe a casual walk to the theater and check it out, because it's really not that bad. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. Did I leave this movie feeling extremely scared? No. But I felt that they did a really good job with it. If you've seen the previous Ring movies, I mean, obviously the first one is still the best, but this was better than the sequel. I don't know if it's going to translate into making 3 times its budget at the box office, but I do know that if you go and you see it, you won't be completely disappointed. Is it a good date movie? Some might say yes, some might say no. I will say that if you go and you see Rings, it's not going to be the worst decision that you make that day. Let me know if you do check it out. At the end of the day, I give this a B-. You'd be very comfortable just seeing it on Netflix, but if you're at the theater and there's nothing else that catches your eye, it's not a bad alternative. If you see it, let me know what you think. CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier and WittyWhittier.com. Thank you so much for checking this out, and until next time, I'll see you at the movies.